Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 8th annual Hockey Fights Cancer Weekend at the Canton Ice House. Tonight's non-league matchup in the final game of our 7 games over the weekend, the King Philip Warriors of the Hot Knot League, and your Westwood Wolverines! Here are tonight's starting lineups. At left wing, for King Philip, number 19, sophomore Braden Barrows. At center, number 15, junior Jack Gresham. At right wing, number 18, junior captain Grady Biancoli. Starting in the fence, number 3, junior Evan Regan. And number 4, junior captain Sonny Biancoli. Starting in goal for the Warriors, number 1, senior Ted Dolan. He's back to the remaining members of the Warriors. And now the starting lineup for your Westwood Wolverines. At left wing, number 27, sophomore Luke Martin. At center, number 15, senior captain Sean Bonaparte. At right wing, number 22, senior Timmy Moore. Starting in the fence for the Wolverines, number 4, senior Josh McKay. And number 14, senior Brady Duay. And starting in goal for the Wolverines, number 31, senior John Brown. And please welcome the remaining members of the Wolverines. On December 28, 2017, Heaven gained the sweetest angel with the passing of Rio Tedesco. She was diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer in May and fought the battle with dignity and grace and never let her illness overtake her radiant spirit. She truly lived life to the fullest, and those who knew her were blessed with her kindness and outgoing personality. Her presence was always felt in countless ranks across the state, with both her sons playing hockey and growing up in Canton. Today, we honor Rio's life as her legacy lives on to inspire each and every one of us every day. All proceeds from this weekend's events will be donated to the Rio Tedesco Memorial Foundation and Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to continue the much-needed funds to find a cure for this terrible disease. It is with great pleasure we announce that this year's events have already raised over $100,000. Thus bringing the 8-year total now to $650,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you rise as we recognize a moment of silence in honor of Rio and all of the friends and loved ones that have passed away from cancer. Thank you. Please remain standing, gentlemen. Remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, Westwood, and welcome to the Canton Ice House. It is Hockey Fights Cancer Night. The Wolverines taking on the visiting King Philip Warriors. Joined as always by Evan Cardamino. I am Morgan Donahue, folks, and we are delighted to bring Westwood Media Center hockey coverage your way of your Westwood Wolverines. And tonight we're going to have a doozy, Evan. We got two of the top teams in Division II. Westwood now a 6th seed for Division II, and King Philip just outside the top 10. But Westwood coming in tonight at 9-5. King Philip 6-5-2. We talked about this earlier. You get a win tonight, you're Westwood. You have punched your ticket for the Division II MIAA playoffs, and you have solidified yourself in history.
It could not be a bigger night for Westwood. They are one win away from extending that 41 year, year streak. Maybe a sign of things to come. But it has to be on their minds tonight as they enter the Canton Ice House tonight.
Absolutely.
And the same thing for King Philip. You're fighting to get to that same point.
Yes.
10 wins guarantees you a spot to the playoffs, and King Philip's one of the top teams, and they're having a good season, but, a win helps them out a lot tonight as well.
Absolutely.
So both teams are going to want to come out here and get a big win tonight.
A win is going to help boost you in the rankings. I mean, when you play a top team and if you can get a couple goals, win by a few, that's huge. The most you can win by with where they count is 3, but it has a lot of power to it. Shot just wide by Luke Martin. Starting lineups for your Wolverines: Josh McCabe with Brady Dumais on defense, Sean Blomquist, Timmy Malloy, and Luke Martin as the forwards. John Quinn in net for your Wolverines. And starting lineups for King Philip: Ted Dolan in net for King Philip, Evan Regan on defense, Sony Bianculi on defense, and then Jake Gresham, Grady Bianculi, and Brandon Barros, the forwards for the starters for King Philip. And we are a minute and a half, just under a minute and a half in here. This 7:30 tilt between the Wolverines and the Warriors.
Wolverines getting the prime time spot here at the Canton Ice House this weekend. It's also the second time this week that Westwood has played King Philip. The girls played here on Wednesday.
Big hit right there. Connor Blaney laying the wood out there, setting the tone. That's something I'm sure Coach Siebert said before the game is let's get physical and get physical early. Early and often is how you want to set that physical presence. It is what gives your guys energy. It is defeating. When you're going out there and you're getting hit all the time, you're bracing yourself, you start to make mistakes with the puck. It really can dictate a game when you have a physical presence out there. Blomquist going to take the draw for the Wolverines. He's got Martin and Malloy. You got Sullivan and McCabe on defense. Puck behind King Philip net. Picked up by King Philip. Charlie Pelkey walks away with it. He's bothered by Blomquist. Knocked off his stick, but then sent across ice to King Philip. Sends it on net, and Quinny's going to cover that up for a whistle. And he didn't like that. He gave a little whack to number 15, Jack Gresham, on King Philip. But as we mentioned, Hockey Fights Cancer tonight. Westwood Westwood part of 8 games that were played today. Curry had boys and girls that played today. Zavarian played just before us. There's also club teams. So the Junior Terriers played the South Shore Kings, Archbishop Williams Bishop Fenwick, Stoughton High School Girls Hockey, and then there was also the club team of the Huskies. So this is the last one. And just before the game, Bill Siebert had notified the crowd that shot on net goes just wide. More than $100,000 was raised from Hockey Fights Cancer and this special event that's run every year. And it's in honor of Rayo Tedesco, who fought cancer courageously and lost her battle in 2017, but what an amazing memory that lives on with the fundraising here and just loving family members that have put this together and done an amazing job. I was part of it as a coach, and it is one of the best nights of the year.
Yeah, what a great night here at the Canton Ice House. And they do this annually. The local teams, college, club teams, the high schools are all a part of it, and it's for a great cause. And got to do it last year and see my first Hockey Fights Cancer night, and great to be back here and supporting a great cause.
Yeah, everyone knows someone that's had it or passed away from it, and a night like tonight, you can't help but think about them. A puck in the near side boards. A couple Wolverines battling with, I believe, just two King Philip players. Westwood comes away with it. Matt Donovan just trying to chip it over to Nolan Lewis, able to collect it himself, sends it over to Lewis. Shot gets deflected just wide. That was a good look there for the Wolverine sophomores. Puck goes up top. Bengler with a shot. That gets deflected, goes wide right. Westwood getting their forecheck going, creating some pressure in the offensive zone. Puck in the neutral zone. A little whiff on that attempt. Matt Donovan walks away with it. He's going to sauce a backhand pass across the ice to brother Tim. King Philip able to come on that, get on front of that one and send that one in deep. And we got a whistle. I believe it is a delayed offside call. So face-off's going to come outside the zone. You were watching Westwood Media Center coverage of your Westwood Boys Hockey team. You're just around 4 minutes into the game here, scoreless. And a great test for both teams. Playoffs are not too far away. Wolverines will have 6 games after tonight. But this is where you want to really make your mark versus a good team. Build that confidence. And you know what? The first goal you have in your season is you want to qualify for the state tournament. The second one is you want to win your league. The third, you want to win the big one. You want to bring that hardware back, and you want to go on the Wolverine Report to talk about it with the state championship set. And we got some great winter teams that we're excited about. Puck deflected into King Philip territory. It's going to be gloved by goaltender Ted Dolan. They're going to get the whistle, and both teams going to change up their lines.
And like you mentioned, those are the 3 goals that every Westwood team has, and tonight goal number 1 is on their mind for sure.
Every year, Coach Welby would have a meeting in the basement of the fire department. That's where we used to have meetings because there wasn't many places you could do it. And they had a whiteboard, and he'd put 3 goals up. Shot just gets deflected wide off the stick of King Philip defenseman. That shot was from the point from Josh McCabe, but he'd be on the whiteboard in the basement of the fire department, and he'd put 1, 2, 3. First one was qualify for the state tournament. What you need to do is you got to get 20 points. So a win is 2 points, ties are 1. So you can have different combinations to get yourself there. The other thing, win the TVL. Everyone wants that. That's a memorable year. That's not easy to do. And then the state championship. And his first year as a coach, he did all 3 of those. We got a stretch pass here. Sullivan finds Rolf. Rolf going to walk it in. Sends it on net. That's waffled by Ted Dolan. And Lewis hits the ice. He's battling 2 players, doing a good job. Matt Donovan walks away with the puck. Shot on net, turned away by Dolan. We get a whistle. So that was probably the best look so far, best opportunity for both teams. It was off the stick of Matt Donovan. Gets a nice point-blank opportunity.
And I wasn't here for the January 11th games. Michael McGrail, our intern, was. But I believe this is the first game I've called back for Nolan Lewis.
Yes.
Westwood had a couple injuries early on at the beginning of the season with McCabe, Malloy, and Lewis, but Westwood's now back at full strength.
They are.
They're healthy late, which is crucial. Having your team fully healthy and, keeping fresh is big here late in the season.
Yes. And you know what I love about this Westwood squad? They had some tough injuries, critical players. These are players that are big-time players for Wolverines. They didn't make a single excuse. Matt Donovan shot outside, gets blocked. Lewis with the second attempt was looking for Timmy Donovan. That just gets knocked off his stick. But I loved that the most was they didn't make any excuses. Just and they lost some games because they were fighting hard, and the other team just 1-goal games, which I'm not saying they lost because of the players out, but it helps having them in those big games. And Westwood you didn't hear anything about it, and that's what winning hockey is all about.
Next man up.
Shot on net, turned away by Quinn. Nice pad save early on, and that puck goes in on a deflection. It looked like it was some contact. Quinn's not happy about it. Dumais neither, and I don't blame him. It was contact. He was sitting on Quinn's lap, and they're having a conversation with the official there. He was sitting on top of Quinn. I mean, that is goalie interference, dictionary version of goalie interference. And
it looks like
Coach Siebert wants to have a word. I don't blame him. I mean, he was sitting on his lap. First of all, it's not only just goalie interference. You cannot be in that crease when the puck's not there. So he was there before that puck was.
Yeah.
That's a clear no goal, and that's a very frustrating goal to see that was not called away right there.
Waiting on the official word.
It's a goal.
It's a goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The body language, you can tell. But nothing you can do. Similar to what we were just talking about with injuries and whatnot. Just move on and focus on what's in front of you.
Nope.
And the official's going to go talk to
King Philip.
King Philip coach.
Yeah, but like you said, whether they call this goal or not, if they keep it, looks like they're going to keep it.
He was asking who the player was. He didn't know,
Gotcha.
and that just shows how out of his head was somewhere else. Quinn gonna send it out himself off the boards.
But you got to play now. Put it behind you.
Yep. Get the next one.
Whether or not it's the official goal is, watch the footage and make up your own mind.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, Westwood has to say we're still playing down. Doesn't matter what we think is the right call. You now got to step up and say, okay, well, we got to get back in this thing, and the next thing you do is get the next goal.
Yep.
Focus on getting offense. Westwood's getting some good looks right now.
They
on
are.
offense. They're getting some good pressure. They're getting some tips. They're getting rebounds.
And a big hit there by Josh McCabe.
Oh.
Now we have a little tie-up.
Some extracurricular
Just outside the bench. Malloy and looks like number 3, Evan Regan. Or 23, excuse me, that is Zach Foley tied up. And we had a whistle there, so face off just to the right of John Quinn. Connor Blaney on the draw. He wins it back. Dumais battling for it in the corner. Puck sent just through the crease. Westwood able to chip that out. They're going to go far boards. No icing. As they said, it was deflected. D go the Warriors defense. Puck ends up in the center, shot by Rolf. That gets knocked into the corner. The Wolverines getting their forecheck going. Warriors coming away with it, but Blaney able to get a glove on that, sends it right back in. Wolverines going to change out some of the forwards. Nolan Lewis coming on. Nice neutral zone pass there, but unable to keep that on this stick was Brandon Barros. Warriors going to send it into the Wolverine territory. Dumais chips it up the boards. Oh, and a nice chip play there by Lewis. He was heading back, just did a little chip to allow that to be sent to Matt Donovan, who advanced that puck out of the Westwood zone. That's what you got to do to get pucks out, is you got to be able to take some hits or also be creative like Nolan Lewis did right there. D, the Wolverines. Lewis chips it. Donovan to himself. The backhand sends it towards the net. That goes under the glove of Golan. And then back on Donovan's stick, takes a hit just wide to the right. Some good looks continue for the Wolverines. Shot goes just wide by Sullivan from the point. King Philip walking in. Blocker save by Quinn. Sullivan was looking for Matt Donovan on the breakout. Missed on that connection. Puck goes wide off the boards. Behind the net, centering attempt, no good. Timmy Donovan with a good stick. He's able to take it out himself. What an effort. Not only just to get the stick there, but skated it out himself. We used to say, Evan, the best breakout you can do is if you have room, skate it. Because you don't have to worry about another player. You don't have to worry about the puck on edge, all that stuff. Skate it out yourself, and that's the best breakout you can do. So we got the Den in here, folks, and they are on the top of their game here early on at the Ice House. We'll get a camera on there in between the next whistle, but they are here, they are loud, and they are proud. Puck ends up back at the point. That shot gets deflected off the stick of McCabe. Sullivan going to chip it over to Timmy Malloy. Malloy off the backboards, and then back the other way. Josh McCabe took a hit and gave the Warrior player was trying to give him a hit, and McCabe got the best of it. Martin was able to get a stick on that puck, but ended back up on the stick of King Philip. Now King Philip's got the puck, they got some time, they got some space. Nice move there to work it further into the neutral zone, but Westwood able to get the turnover. Rolf was able to get a nice turnover there to evade the King Philip attack. And Tim Malloy walks away with it. Cross ice pass to Rolf. Puck in his skates. He's got help from Blaney. And King Philip going to work it backwards. Some great forechecking though. Westwood making it very difficult for King Philip to make work of that puck. You know, the one-on-one battles, Westwood making it very challenging where King Philip's got to get rid of that puck pretty quickly. Like what you see there, turnover, trying to get rid of the puck. Ends up back on the stick of Westwood. Blaney is going 1-on-3 there. Warriors able to chip that out. Puck back into King Philip territory. A nice hit there by Blaney. The near side, Dumais gets tripped up. No call. Fengler works it up to Rolf, who Rolf sends it in deep. Wolverines going to change out their forwards, and we're going to get an icing call here. Evan wanted to just get a shot of the den right there in the first couple rows here. They are cheering on this Wolverine team, the 6th seed right now in D2. Awesome to see, and what's great is seeing these hockey players at the basketball games. You know, so the team supporting their other athletes. Love to see that at Westwood High School. That shot went just wide. King Philip getting their breakout going. King Philip, some great skaters. Really, great stick by McCabe, able to get that puck out of the front of the net. It was a good pass, and he was anticipated that nicely. Nolan Lewis with some speed. He was looking to go outside. He had some good speed coming out of the neutral zone. Keep an eye on this line, folks. They got so much creativity, so much skill.
Nolan
They
Lewis
can make
is
things
dangerous
happen.
in those situations,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
You get him one-on-one, one defender, and you and the goalie, he can make something more happen.
Well, he had a highlight reel goal versus Hopkinton where he split the D, then went bar down, which essentially you go crossbar and it just pings down. You know, it's a snipe. You hear that nice ping noise. Sometimes you see the water bottle. If you miss the crossbar and you go high, you see the water bottle get knocked off. Puck in front of the net. That shot goes off the side of the net. Battle going on behind the net. Puck sent up the near side, kept in by King Philip. Then that gets deflected on a shot from the point. Hits the netting, we're gonna get a whistle.
You mentioned that Nolan Lewis goal from Hopkinton, that's on HCAM, and what a nice little segue here to promote our upcoming live stream. Hopkinton boys are coming here to the Canton Ice House, and we'll have that live, and we'll have the girls game technically at Medfield, but here on the Red Rink at the Canton Ice House.
Well, it's gonna be our home. We're making it our home that night.
They'll be live on Westwood Media Center.
Yes.
Both on the Community
on
and
Wednesday.
HD channel, and
we got a special guest for the boys game. We're gonna have Tom Nappy from HCAM joining us in the booth. And if you had watched the Westwood game in Hopkinton, he does a fantastic job for HCAM sports coverage. He does nearly every darn game you see on the network. And a great hit, another great hit by the Wolverines. They've been very physical this period. They got the den fired up right now, saying you got bodied.
It's great to have the den out here. Hockey's great.
Yep.
But when you have the fans here cheering you on, and it's just a different energy.
You get that home ice feel, and you know that if you can put that puck in the back of the net, the place is going to erupt. That is such an advantage to have on your side. Puck worked back. Fengler going to throw it on net. Takes a bounce off the post. Oh my goodness, what a funky bounce. Went right over the goalie's glove, hit the post, and you could hear the ping from up here too.
That was almost a disaster for King Philip.
Yes. Well, hey, good things happen when you throw the puck on net. Malloy going to chip it in. He's going to come off. Lewis coming on. Lewis, great job in the neutral zone, forcing that player to just chip that ahead. What that does is it slows the player down on those entries. And it also, makes it a 50-50 battle. Quinn comes out, gets the pad on that. Nice save by John Quinn. Josh McCabe going up against two guys, gets the turnover for the Wolverines. He is so important when it comes to those one-on-one battles.
I think we're going to see some urgency from both teams here right now with about 34 seconds left in the period. Yep. Can we make something happen going in to get momentum back on us? Right now, it's kind of just back and forth.
Yep. So 26 seconds remaining here in the first period. King Philip up 1-0 on the Wolverines. puck just stayed stagnant there. Westwood going to chip it out, hits the roof, and we're going to get a whistle. The clock stops with 15.7 seconds remaining here in the first. I think the faceoff's going to be in the Westwood zone. It is. The Wolverines just trying to, what you want to do here is just come out of the period unscathed.
Yep.
You know, put this in the corner, put your feet in it, eat that for 15 seconds if you can get it high off the glass. Whatever is most effective. The puck in the corner, Fengler. And this is what you see right here, is eating it. Dumais, that's what we say when you say eating it. Put your skates there. He's doing a terrific job. Look at that. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's to a T, you know, and that's what you want to see. Eat that. You're going to take some hits. You're going to take some whacks and all that, but it allows you to get out of the period unscathed. And after one period here at the Canton Ice House, King Philip up 1-0 on the Wolverines. Stick around, folks. We got second period action coming ahead after we take a quick break to hear from our sponsors.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. You'll notice that Evan has the camera locked in on the Hockey Fights Cancer logo on the boards. And as we mentioned today, Hockey Fights Cancer in honor of Rayo Tedesco. Over $100,000 raised. There were 8 games played. And it all goes to a great cause that supports the Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber. And folks, we have a very special guest here to kick off the second period. Our partner in crime, Tom Lydon.
Let's do some hockey, boys. Come
Absolutely.
on. I'm here to inject some life. I don't like scoreless periods for the home team, so we have some work to do, some intensity to pick it up here, so let's go.
Absolutely. We were talking about the advantage of having the Den here. They are loud, but now we also have the home ice advantage of Tom Lydon in the booth, folks.
It should be noted that of all the times I've been with you on WMC, the only loss so far is that heartbreaking buzzer beater in overtime to Millis. So,
and I wasn't there.
We're just 2.9 seconds away from perfection.
I wasn't there, so we are still running a winning streak.
Let's get something on the board here.
Blomqvist on the faceoff wins it back to Josh McCabe. He advances it up forward and battle for the near side boards by Luke Martin. Puck on the stick of Blomqvist. He just misses connecting with Timmy Malloy. Shot from the point, turned away by Dolan. Wolverines battling for it in front of the net. Whacked by Blomqvist. And that puck is covered by Dolan. So some good looks there by the Wolverines here early on to kick off the second period.
You can imagine Coach Siebert during the break probably said, all right, we need to pick up the intensity,
Yes.
get more bodies in front of the net, maybe
Yep.
look for some deflections. I did notice in the first period, they were so close on a couple of those
Yes.
deflections. Just get a body in front, try to create some traffic, get a bad bounce, and maybe you get a rebound.
I mean, we talk about it all the time. Rebounds are key in
Yeah.
hockey. Being
Yeah.
in the right place at the right time.
I did not know that Evan was mic'd up and rocking and rolling here.
I
That
am.
was a little surprise for me there, Evan.
I do hockey.
That is fantastic.
He is a
well, thank
Mainer,
you.
and he is hockey through and through. And exactly what you said, Tom. Get those pucks on net. Get some bodies in front for the rebound, but also for a screen, where a goalie can't save what he can't see. And, part of that, too, is anticipation. When you get that puck back, you got to anticipate where that puck is going. Westwood does a good job keeping that in the zone. Malloy gloves it down. Just looking to get a shot, but puck knocked away by King Philip. Puck still loose. Josh McCabe able to send that into the near side corner. Battled for by Timmy Malloy. You know, Tom, another thing I noticed in the first period, very physical first period. I love to see what, and right there, Sean Blomqvist with a big hit. The physicality from the Wolverines, they are fired up. They love to play in front of the home crowd. There's no question about that.
Yeah, a little controversy with that first goal. I think Westwood was a little upset with how the contact went in front of the net, a little high.
Yep. He was basically in Quinn's lap, and he was also there before the puck got there. So there was two things that I didn't really like about that goal, but you know what? You move on and focus on the next one. It's been kind of the story of the Wolverine season. Oh, Josh McCabe, what a physical specimen. He was the hittee, but became the hitter on that play. He's been two periods in a row of seeing those hits from Josh McCabe.
But to your point about making it difficult for the goaltender to see,
Yeah.
I can vividly recall a lot of the defensemen on the Red Wings talking about Dominik Hasek, and he would always say in his little Czech accent, cannot see, cannot see, cannot see. And that would be his cue to have his guys, move some bodies.
Dumais throws it towards the net. That's blocked. Westwood gets a shot. That's blocked as well. That was a shot from Matt Donovan. The Wolverines getting their forecheck going. Puck ends up back on Dumais' stick. He's going to send it towards the net. Forces a save by Dolan. That was a good look by the Wolverines. Nice low shot by Dumais. Forced a rebound. Quinn comes out to play it. Takes an awkward bounce. And the puck ends up in the near side corner. King Philip going to send it on the far side on the stick of Henry Campbell. He's going to work it back on the cycle. Pinned up against the boards by Tim Donovan. Using his body to help the Wolverines get that puck out of the defensive zone. So a nice breakout there by the Wolverines. Forcing the puck into King Philip territory. A hit there by Matt Donovan. This is the most hits we've seen by Westwood in any game this year. Puck ended up at the stick of Lewis. He was trying to center that to Matt Donovan, and that got away. And now we got two King Philip players going the other way. Shot turned away by Quinn. Great angle there to come away with the save. And Westwood able to get that puck out of the zone, work it into the neutral zone. Rolf advanced it, and the puck gets deflected out, just missed Paul Lilla. So 12 minutes, 16 seconds left in the second period. Got a couple Westwood players and King Philip players tangled up just in front of the Westwood bench.
So just about 3 minutes into the second period, very high level of pace.
Yes.
So at this point, it's like how long are the shifts going to be? Do you tighten them up a little bit?
Yes.
Do you want to make the rotation be a little bit quicker?
It's a great point. So one of the strengths Westwood has is they have depth. And when you're rolling three lines, that third period is an advantage for you because you got a little bit more in the tank. As they say in Miracle, legs feed the wolves. What they mean by that is, having a breath, having the legs strong in the third period is where you finish those games. It's not only where you take a lead, it's where the most important thing in hockey for winning games, it's not just the lead, it's closing out games. And a lot of these playoff games are one-goal games. And if you can do the small things like clean breakouts, going off the glass if you have nothing, no turnovers, keeping it easy for your goalie, and also allowing yourself to tick valuable time off the clock, that's how you close out big wins in the playoffs.
And Evan, you know this from the land of lobsters. It's typically when you're down 1-0, whoever scores that next goal, that is probably the most important goal of the game.
It is.
If the team goes up 2-0, they've got all the momentum, but then on the flip side, if you're able to get that equalizer, now suddenly the momentum's on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you that cushion, but also, we talked
off the crossbar, puck stays in play.
going back to what you said, Tom, though, it gives you that 2-0 cushion, but in the famous words of Charlie Donahue, that could be one of the most dangerous leads because you get a little comfortable. And, if you're up 2-0 for King Philip, Westwood's now playing with...
Ooh. Josh McCabe hits the ice. Tough kid gets right back up. His legs came out from under him, but he's right back up. Wolverines got the puck on their stick, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Timmy Malloy trying to split the defense. Bring the puck on the far side. Westwood going to change out their forwards. Brady Dumais working it back. Nice, doing a terrific job. Use that net to his advantage to create some more space to allow him to just basically skate that puck up himself. We were saying earlier, Tom, the best breakout in the defensive zone is if you have space, you take it and skate it out yourself. Brady Dumais, one of the best Westwood defensemen to do that.
Look out.
Heading our way. And that's going to come out of play, and we're going to get a whistle and a face-off.
been a clean game so far. We haven't seen a penalty. Usually that's a big difference. You know, if a team can get a man advantage, obviously that's going to put them in a situation they're looking for. And so far, we haven't had either team called for a penalty.
A shout out to the refs. They've, for the most part, just let them play. It's been a physical game. Yeah, both teams are kind of yapping at each other, but they're getting in the middle of it to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. And, you know, it's got a playoff feel to it. Both these teams, top teams in Division II, there's always, we used to say this as coaches. When you play these good teams, there might be a chance you guys play each other in the playoffs. We played Hopkinton twice in the playoffs, and they were 1-goal games. And we win our first round game. Guess who we played in the second round? Hopkinton. They ended up going to the Garden. They lost to Canton. But these are great matchups that you can look at as a dress rehearsal for the playoffs that are only a few weeks away.
You know, like we said at the beginning of this game, both these teams are playing for something big here. Westwood to lock themselves into the playoffs, but King Philip to stay alive. They're 6-5 right now. They got to get 4 more wins on the season to have an automatic lock. If they can't get that, they have to be in the top 32 ranking.
Something to keep an eye on. See the far side. King Philip is trying to do the stretch breakout. So they're trying to send a player on the far side, get him streaking towards the net. So Westwood defender, I think it was Dumais, had saw that and went out of the zone with him. But keep an eye on that. They're trying to turn some offense into some of those breakouts, see if they can catch a Wolverine defenseman or two sleeping. The puck on the far side. Connor Blaney sends it over to Rolf. Rolf sends it into the neutral zone. So he played back by the King Philip defense. And they're going to send it right into the Westwood zone. And I believe we have a whistle here for icing. So that's going to bring a face-off back into Westwood offensive territory here. So
big break for Westwood.
Big face-off here.
They're going to roll a line here and swap their guys out, get some fresh legs on the ice, and on top of that, it puts them right back in their zone, which we've seen, King Philip kind of down on the Westwood goal for a little while here.
Yes. So Tim Donovan on the face-off. Tom, one of the advantages of having home ice is you get last change.
Love it.
So when you have a face-off down there, you can see what lines the other team's going with to then say, I want these guys to go up against them. Puck ends up back on the stick of Josh McCabe. That squirts loose and comes out of the zone. He knocks it back in. Wolverine's going to have to tag up, but King Philip has it. They're going to advance it into Westwood territory. They send it behind the Westwood net, ends up in the near side corner. Shot from the point goes wide, hits the glass. And Brian Sullivan trying to send it up to Matt Donovan. That goes by him on the stick of King Philip for a second. And Westwood able to come away with it in the neutral zone. Nolan Lewis on his stick. He can make things happen. He takes a hit, no call. And King Philip's gonna try and get it out, but Johnny on the spot there was Sean Blomqvist, who was able to keep that in, but they said it came out an offside call.
Charlie Pelkey, a pretty good job there for KP as he was going back on defense. He sees, our guy coming in, spots that he's got the advantage on a size perspective, and takes advantage of it.
Yeah. So the coach for King Philip, he's a familiar guy. He used to be the Medfield coach, Toby Carlo. A lot of battles in the 2015, 16, 17s. It was always Mike Welby and Toby Carlo, and then eventually Matt Siebert versus Toby Carlo. Both teams won a state championship, Westwood and Medfield, during their tenures. But what a great history between Toby and Westwood teams. Puck worked in by Westwood. Shot from the point. Brushed aside. Shot again, just wide left. That was off the stick of Sean Blomqvist. That was probably Westwood's best look of the period so far. Dumais, a nice move. Tightrope walks. But King Philip able to get the turnover. Quinn comes out to play it, and he takes a hit. No call. Now the arm is up, and we should have a penalty here on King Philip for hitting John Quinn when he was out of the crease. And Quinn has a couple words. Tim Malloy standing up for his goalie. Love to see that. But that is going to be the first penalty of the game. You can't come out and hit the goalie. It's just, you got to be smarter than that. And Wolverines are going to have their first look at a power play.
And pretty smart there by Tim Malloy. You made reference to the fact that he stood up for his goalie. He was also keeping John Quinn away from the KP player because, that was almost unavoidable contact. Both guys were going for the puck, but clearly the goalie has the right of way in that situation.
That kind of reminded me of the Lucic, Ryan Miller situation years back, Buffalo game versus the Bruins. John Quinn is not a guy that you want to tick off. He is a big boy out there, and he can stand up for himself. And that was a good job by Timmy getting in the middle of it to make sure that Westwood walks away with the power play here, which they do. So power play for the Wolverines. Going to have Luke Martin out there, Sean Blomquist, Brian Sullivan, Timmy Malloy, Brady Dumais up top. What you'll see is Westwood tries to work that puck up top. If that's on the stick of Brady Dumais, you are in a good place. He's going to get some shots on net, and the Wolverines going to try and get some rebounds and also some screens to get some goals right in the goalie's grill.
This is where I always like to watch the defenseman, whose specialty typically is, skating backwards.
Yes. Yeah.
They're trying to get in the way, play defense. But here they're a point guard.
Yeah.
Here it's about distribution. It's about locating an open teammate and getting the puck on your teammate's stick at the right time in the right place. The best of the best can run that point on the power play just as well as they can play defensively.
When you have a defenseman that is a skill player, that has that offensive upside too, it not only just helps in the power play, but the breakouts where you can move that puck. It is one of the most important players you have on your team. I mean, that was Bobby Orr. And Bobby Orr was the guy who changed the game. The defense usually just stayed at home. They kind of just, they didn't take any risks, and they were stay-at-home defensemen. But Bobby Orr changed the game when he was able to show that offensive upside from the defensive territory.
And that takes good teammates, too, because you have to have guys
Yes.
who are going to cover for him. When
Yes.
Bobby Orr gambled, he knew that he had backup.
Malloy gives it over to Dumais. We go back to Malloy. Good job there by Blomquist, able to keep that in as King Philip was crashing in on the puck. King Philip did a good job of anticipating those passes. Wolverines got to make those passes more assertively and quicker. Malloy keeps it in, and the puck goes out. Brian Sullivan will work it back to Dumais.
It's also the long change period.
Yes, and this is the hardest part of the penalty power play is the entries. Being able to get that in, set it up, and a turnover there. That was a good play there by the penalty killer for King Philip, Matt Crotty. He was able to get a stick on that, send it down the length of the ice. Dumais sends it far side, no one there, but they're going to call this an icing, which is going to bring a face-off back into the Westwood defensive zone.
So the goal here is keep King Philip on the ice for the remaining 64 seconds.
Yes.
They do have the extra challenge of having to skate the further distance to get to their bench to make a change.
Yep.
So anytime they clear that puck, they're going to try to make a change.
That's a great point, especially on the penalty kill. When you were moving that puck well, it could be 45 seconds, a minute, and you can. The first people that get tired on those are the penalty killers because they're going back and forth, and they're doing most of the skating, and to have to go all the way across the ice to make a responsible change is a very difficult thing to do. Tim Donovan with some speed. He's going to work it around the net. And a great job by him, setting it up for the Wolverines. Lewis working it down low, sends it towards the net. Turned away by Dolan. Good job by him to get the pad on that and no rebounds.
And that, to our point, is what a goaltender can do to help his teammates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Freeze the puck, create a stoppage and play that everyone can gather their breath.
The most important penalty killer is the goalie. You've seen 5-on-3s happen, and a goalie can, make some big saves, get you out of a hole. 41 seconds remaining on the power play. Puck won by the Warriors, but Westwood able to keep it in. Dumais, they're going to say, played with a hand pass, and that's going to bring the face-off outside. And that might even bring it into Westwood's defensive zone. It is. So when the puck goes into the glove, you can't close the hand on it. You can bat it, but if you close the hand on it, move it, anything like that, it's a quick whistle typically for Wolverines. But also, you know what? That's not a bad play by Brady, because if you don't do that, King Philip might be going the other way. He kept that puck in front of him doing that. Dumais send the puck up near side. Wolverines looking cross ice. They hit Matt Donovan. He works it in the zone. He was trying to find Lewis there. That puck goes by him, and that's going to be sent down the ice. 13 seconds remaining on the power play. Quinn's got to come out and play it with the forecheckers, penalty killing forecheckers by King Philip.
Henry Campbell and Timmy Donovan, Morgan, when you were looking the other way,
Yeah.
had a collision there.
Saw
mid-ice.
that was a big collision. Both players looked like it was just bad timing, bad luck. Both ran into each other, but got up and unscathed. So 5 minutes, 54 seconds remaining here in the second period. King Philip still up 1-0. Wolverines just gonna have their first power play, and then the only power play of the game between both teams. And we have an icing called, so that's gonna bring the face-off back into the Westwood defensive territory. Both teams gonna change up their players.
I know you've probably mentioned it, but the fact that this today alone raised more than $100,000.
It's incredible.
It's just a testament to how much it's grown. I mean, the total amount raised over all the years is $650.
It's
so the
unbelievable.
Fact that,
and it's not just that. It's what a job by the family that have the effort they put in to remember Rayo Tedesco. What an impact she had, and obviously she's probably very happy looking down at what how her memory is memorialized amongst the game of hockey, and also some of these great communities that have come together. Not just Westwood, we had Curry, boys and girls, Zavarian, and on the club teams involved as well. The Junior Terriers, the Kings, and the Husky programs, as well as Stoughton High School girls hockey. So amazing day today, raising and fundraising for a great cause. All the proceeds going to Jimmy Fund and Dana Farber. Puck in the near side corner. A couple of Westwood players going 2-on-2 with the King Philip players, and we got a whistle as that puck was tied up.
probably more so than any other sport, and you know this, both of you, from having played, I think that it takes unity to a new level.
Yeah.
The family atmosphere in hockey is more so than any other sport, because there's no other sport that you're getting up at 3:30 in the morning and getting your equipment in the car and driving as far as you got to drive to come to the ice time before school, and you're all in the same boat, and it's going through those experiences together that bond you.
When you watch the professional level and you see the athletes going to see kids in the hospitals, the hockey players do this regularly, and they don't advertise it. There's something special about the hockey community. Another example, Matt Brown, who was a player for Norwood, became a quadriplegic during a hockey game, and they raised like $1 million in, I think, a week, 2 weeks right after that event. And it was the local hockey community in addition to Norwood that were all behind that, and what a special community is for everyone. We're all one big family. King Philip with an opportunity. Quinn saves the first, also saves a rebound. So John Quinn coming up big there to keep the King Philip lead at 1-0. That was a huge save by John Quinn.
And you've referenced how a goaltender can change a game, but at this stage, he knows he's probably the most important player on the ice for the Wolverines.
Yes.
You know, he's got to stop these shots as they come through, because you don't want to fall down 2-0.
Yes. Goalie, and Tom, you've seen too, when it comes to like the NHL playoffs, having a hot goaltender is typically those teams that win the Stanley Cup playoffs. You think about Timmy Thomas in 2011. My goodness, one of the most memorable years of a goaltender I'll ever remember. Big hit behind the net. That was McCabe again. He has been a physical presence for the Wolverines. I think we have an offside here.
Yep. It's close.
Oh,
they
a
got
hand
him.
pass. So a hand pass is called. And I think it's on King Philip, which I believe will bring the face-off into the Westwood offensive territory. So a good opportunity here for the Wolverines to win a draw, get a shot on net. We have 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the second. Tim Malloy wins it back, but splits the D. Josh McCabe, a nice move to play it, turn around on the boards. Matt Donovan takes a hit, but that allowed brother Tim Donovan to advance that puck into the offensive zone. And King Philip looking for the center of the ice. They find it on the stick of Matt Crotty, who sends it in deep. They're going to dump and chase. Puck ends up on the stick of King Philip again, working towards the net, and then knocked off into the corner. Puck here near side. Nolan Lewis has it. He's got Tim Donovan with him. Sends it down low, gonna have Tim chase it. 3 minutes, 37 seconds left here in the second. John Quinn is out to play it, sends that around. Wolverines change out their forwards. They get some fresh legs out there. Shot gets blocked from the point. That was off the stick of Tom Gately.
Oh, here's a penalty coming.
And a penalty coming on King Philip. King Philip going to have a penalty. Wolverines going to get their second power play. And the Den is saying, you can't do that. It looked like a high stick call.
Got called with a high stick right in front of the crease.
Yeah.
It's on Joe Robeson,
Yeah.
one of their captains. And, you know, going back to what you were saying about the hot goalie in the playoffs, I'll never forget in 2008, I mean, the Wings had as their goaltending tandem Dominic Hasek and Chris Osgood.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dom started the playoffs and got into the second round, but struggled. And Mike Babcock made a switch and put Ozzy between the pipes and never went back.
So many great goals. They had Mike Vernon, too, who was a terrific goalie, Stanley Cup winner.
Oren, I'm going to ask you here, because you're the hockey expert, not me. That's a 5-minute penalty.
Oh, it's a major. So that's a major, a high stick major. So, Tom, what happens here is if Westwood scores a goal here, they still stay on the power play. So Westwood's got to get something here. Get a goal, get two if you can, but take full advantage of this. Not many times you get major penalties where you get that 5-minute power play.
I saw a 5-minute major last year, girls hockey against Dedham, I believe, and they ended up scoring, I believe, 4 or 5 goals off of a major, and they had a crucial they capitalized big on that. So let's see if Westwood Boys can do the same here.
Yep, Westwood got to settle the nerves a little bit. Oh, big hit there on the entry, kept in by Malloy. Great job getting to that puck. Westwood's got to have calm nerves, but also continue the urgency. They're just they're a step off going into these puck battles, but they also need those calm nerves to help move that puck, keep it flat, and to really start getting the movement going on the power play. And they will. You know, it's an emotional game. It's hard to curve your nerves very quickly.
I mean, we've seen it all night. This is, in particular, kind of a chippy game for both teams. We've seen both teams kind of get into it, exchanging of words, and maybe more so than other games that we've seen here at the Canton Ice House.
Yep.
But like you said, calm your nerves. You have 5 minutes. This carries over into the next period as well, I believe. So, you know, take your time and get a good play set up and set up a smart play and see what happens.
Wolverines having trouble setting it up. Just got to keep it simple. Dumais going to work it in. Sends it over to Matt Donovan. That gets knocked off his stick, and King Philip going to ice that down. So a minute and a half killed of the 5 minutes. We got a minute 34 remaining in the period. Westwood not able to get much going right now. Brady Dumais. Center near side, that goes off the boards, just misses Timmy Donovan. And now King Philip going the other way with the puck. Oh, good stick there by Brady Dumais, able to knock that loose. He was looking for a streaking Nolan Lewis, missed on that connection, but Lewis comes away with it. The backhand attempt, just wide of the net. Westwood's got the puck, they're gonna have some time, so good look from the outside, shot by Malloy and turned away by Ted Dolan. That rim actually ended up being good for Westwood because it allowed Timmy Malloy to take that puck, have some time, and to walk that in. But ideally, you want Westwood to move the puck cleanly where they can do that on their own. So I'd like to see Westwood do that. They have 2 minutes, 38 seconds remaining on the power play. They're only going to have 53 seconds of that here in the second period. But if they can move the puck like that where they can have looks where they walk in, get some good opportunities, that's what you want to see. So a clean win.
A goal heading into the end of the second intermission here would be huge for Westwood and momentum.
That puck sent down the other end of the ice. So Westwood, King Philip able to anticipate where Westwood's going to put those pucks. So I mean, they're on top of the Wolverine power play. That's where film study helps. Is when you watch a team what they're trying to do ahead of time, you have that advantage going into the game of what they're trying to do from a power play perspective. Malloy was looking to make a hit there, but puck comes back on his stick. He's looking to work it inside. Puck on the stick of Lewis, and then saved by Dolan. That was actually Martin. Martin had the look there. And Dolan, who's been terrific tonight, makes a big save there. Point-blank opportunity for the Wolverines.
Yeah, best chance of the period, no question about that. And Evan, you mentioned it before, this will carry over to the third period, which is beneficial in 2 ways. One, you get the fresh legs. 2, you get the fresh ice.
Fresh ice. And you also you can talk about it. You can say what you need to do to make adjustments there. Puck won, but ends up in the far corner. Backhanded by King Philip, but Dumais able to come away with the puck. He flattens it, chips it over to Lewis. Lewis walking in, finds the wing right there, but goes off the stick of Matt Donovan, and then that's going to be iced, and that's going to be it for the second period. So scoreless second period. King Philip still up 1-0 on the Wolverines. The Wolverines still have 1:45 left on the power play. Stick around, folks. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back for the start of the third period.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. Take a look. There was some issues on the ice. We saw a couple King Philip players checking it out, but that's where the net was up against the glass after the Zamboni made their laps. So I'm not sure if that's going to have any impact on the offensive zone for the Wolverines. We'll have to wait and see. But something to keep an eye on. We definitely see something over there. It looks like a marking. But we are ready to get underway here in the third period. The Wolverines still have 1:45 left here on the power play. Martin has some speed on the entry, and the Wolverines have the possession. The puck takes some King Philip bounces, and they got a guy who's got a breakaway going the other way. Save by Quinn, the second attempt, save again!
Big save by Quinn.
And Quinn is not happy about the whacks he got by the King Philip player. He hits the ice, and the ref has to break it up, but Quinn took 2 whacks after making 2 huge saves to keep that puck out of the net. And I think what he doesn't like is it wasn't a whack. He got pushed back in the net. You see the net is dislodged. He got pushed back into his net, which should not be, allowed. You got to allow the goalie to save it without, whacking him with your stick and pushing him, being physical with them, in which we already saw a penalty called from earlier in the second.
Quinn's taken a couple hits this game too. The hit in the first, which led up the goal, where the King Philip player was in the crease. That second period hit where Quinn came out to play it and he took a shot, and now starting off the third. Be interested to see what the refs do here, if anything. You already have the major, but Quinn keeps taking shots, and you can't keep hitting the goalie like that.
No.
And you're seeing these tensions boil up. The boys down there, they don't like it. They don't like what they see, and you can see it boiling over. The refs got to take control of the game at some point.
This is typically deliberate. Goalies are, probably the most important player on the team. They're also the most cerebral players. So you do see teams that try to get into the goalies' heads. And, some of it is when they go up and they spray them. They'll get a head start, head speed, and they'll spray them by stopping right in front of them, or they whack them like this. But we have both refs. Evan, if you want to put the camera, head coach Matt Siebert having a conversation with the refs.
I think both benches were just
there was a warning, I'm sure.
Warned, saying we're not going to have any more of that. Now, I didn't get a chance to weigh in on this mark, this mysterious mark to the left.
Yes.
King Philip had about 5 or 6 guys checking it out before this period started. None of the Westwood guys even know it exists.
It looks like Orion's belt over there. It's very mysterious, but you can see it, and you also don't know what it is. So we'll see when we get the first pass of someone skating through there. Puck sent in behind King Philip goaltender. King Philip able to get a stick on it. They're going to send that down the river. 1:14 remaining on the Westwood power play. Brady Dumais comes out behind the net, sends it down to Martin. That goes by him, but Blomqvist battling up, and King Philip able to whack that down the length of the ice. But that was kind of near where that area we were talking about is, where the King Philip player played that puck, is that area in question. But King Philip doing a good job of making it difficult for Westwood to work their breakout. Malloy looking far side, going off the boards. No one there.
A smart play instead of
Yeah. Bring
pushing
it back.
that into the offensive zone,
Yep.
kill some time by going backwards.
Kill time, bring it backwards, and you also have some more looks. You can go D to D, and you can also send it. And you get the puck flat, too. A lot of times this ice is still not really frozen yet. So, if you get an extra second or two to get that puck flat, always helps. Oh, puck goes over the stick of Tim Malloy. Yeah, good stick lift there, which evaded a breakaway opportunity. King Phillip comes away with a big save by Quinn. Puck goes behind his legs. Is it in the net? The ref says no.
Oh, that's
What a
close.
save.
What a save
Yeah,
by
he got
John
that
Quinn.
with his left leg between the pads.
Westwood fell asleep there, though. They allowed the player to walk in.
Yeah, second opportunity. That was Finn Cunningham at first, and then Matt Crotty had a chance to poke it home.
Yeah. So big save by Quinn. This is typically in between periods. What you'll hear the coach say is, guys, we gotta say thanks to John Quinn because it'd be a 2-0 game, 3-0 game if it weren't for John. So John Quinn keeping the Wolverines in this, keeping it a 1-goal game.
That was about as close to a goal as
Yes.
he could have let up.
Through
and
his
he-
legs. Lewis on the outside. He hits the ice. Wolverine's going to get another power play. So Nolan Lewis draws the penalty. It's going to be an interference on number 13, Henry Campbell.
Perhaps we have third time's the charm here
Yes.
with the third power play.
Yeah. You gotta buckle down here. This is where, you have to just put all the other power plays behind you, focus on this one, and get it done.
And credit to King Phillip, they've had 7 penalty minutes and they've let up not a single goal.
Yeah, they've done a great job of right there. First, win the draw. Wolverines able to keep it in. Sullivan sends it over to McCabe. Shot gets deflected over the net. Puck in near side. King Phillip able to send that down. Quinn comes out to play it. It gets past his stick. Josh McCabe chips it up. Westwood gonna look to settle the puck. And a nice pass the other way. Nolan Lewis walking in. Shot and a save by Dolan. That was a good look by the Wolverines. Good for Nolan Lewis. He saw that space, took it, forced that shot. If you get a rebound, you got a Westwood player going right to the net. So, good look that you want to see from the Wolverines on that entry.
What's the deciding factor, pass versus shot, on that?
It's, what? You always risk on the pass that sticks in the lane. So you want to get something at least towards the net, on the net. Best case, that goes in the net. Lewis looking for the middle of the ice, no one there. The puck ends up back on the stick of Westwood. Matt Donovan gonna send it in the far side corner. Kept in by McCabe. McCabe goes near side to Sullivan. Sullivan with a shot off the helmet, I believe, of Dolan. And now King Phillip going the other way. They have an angle, but Sullivan able to get back in the play, and a big goal there by King Phillip on a nice move. A deke to get the goal, go up 2-0. That's a goal by number 22, Finn Cunningham. We've said his name a couple times tonight. And that's a huge goal. That's a short-handed goal.
Westwood was committed offensively, and as soon as that puck came out, that's what can sometimes happen when you got all your men deep into the zone. Suddenly you've got a breakaway chance, and Finn Cunningham has done a lot tonight. He's been physical.
Yep.
He's got a couple opportunities on net, and that one he was able to put home.
So Wolverines still on the power play. 55 seconds remaining on that. See if they can cut into the lead. Blaney working it around the net. Is it up top to... He takes a cross check from behind and knocked down. No call. Puck ends up in the neutral zone. Dumais plays it over to Malloy. Malloy's got an aggressive penalty killer on him. Wolverines looking to work it to the open guy. Timmy Malloy coming away with it. Wolverines 3-on-2. Malloy looking to make a move. That gets knocked off his stick. Connor Blaney able to maintain the possession. He works it down low. Allow Westwood to go to battle. Some physical play down low. Westwood sends it up top. Takes a crazy bounce off the stick of Dumais, and King Phillip going the other way. 2-on-2. Trying to send it towards the net. That goes wide. We're going to have a penalty called on Westwood. And King Phillip is going to go on the power play. I believe it's going to be a trip on Westwood. I think it's going to be on Sean Blomqvist. So Blomqvist gets the tripping call. The Wolverines going to go on the penalty kill with 11 minutes remaining here in the third, down 2-0.
Temperature check time at this point.
Yep.
Who's going to step up and calm everybody down?
A good penalty kill is a momentum shifter. So if you come away with a nice kill, you got some momentum on your side. King Philip used that to their advantage. Oh, and just missing on that connection was Sullivan to Lewis, but Wolverines able to get that out of their zone and ice it. Timmy Donovan gets a stick on that, sends it back down low. These are a couple players that could certainly, with their speed, create some offense if they have some space and take advantage of some of the mistakes. King Philip took advantage of a Westwood mistake to go down the other way and score a goal. Westwood looking to do the same. King Philip looking to get the entry. They do. Walked in. That's a great stick there by Josh McCabe. Forces a shot in the netting. And we're going to get a face-off, which allows. Those are important because you get a face-off and you can change out your guys. So always we'll take a face-off anytime when you're on the penalty kill. Got Rolf, Blaney, penalty killing forwards. Sullivan, McCabe on D. Shot from the point. There's a whiff there. King Philip able to maintain the possession. Work it up top. Number 3, Evan Regan. He sends it down low. Puck on the half wall. Trying to get the triangle going. Shot saved by Quinn. Puck bounces a few times. King Philip able to get the possession. Shot on net. Turned away by Quinn. King Philip setting up the puck, moving it around. They go far side, goes off the boards. Wolverines in the diamond formation for the penalty kill, looking to take away that back door, and a great stick there by Josh McCabe. Anticipated that pass, got a stick on that to protect that backdoor attempt. 24 seconds remaining on the King Philip power play. 9 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the game. Shot on net, saved by Quinn, and no goal. Ref says no goal. The net was knocked off the mooring, and that's going to bring the face-off outside. They're going to say that came off by King Philip.
And that's big with 16 seconds left in the power play, too, for Westwood. You know, now you're forcing it outside of their zone.
Yep.
And now you got to, it's going to cost them a few seconds to get back in there and get something set up. So really big for Westwood there on their penalty kill.
Big time. You win a draw here, you send it down, that's 16 seconds right there. So win the draw. Starts with that.
Josh McCabe had his hands full there. He had 2 guys right in front of the net.
Yeah.
He was doing a great job fighting them off.
It's one of the toughest positions to play because you got to see that puck, but you also got to have eyes on the threats around the net. And a great stick that he had there to see where the puck was, anticipate that player, and then get that puck and get that stick in the lane where that pass was going.
And stay out of the line of vision of your goalie.
Exactly. The puck sent back. King Philip going to try and break it out one last time. The penalty expires, and it's all even. Blomqvist back on the ice. So 8 minutes, 55 seconds left. Wolverines down 2, looking to cut into this lead. Make it a 1-goal game if they can. Blomqvist able to knock that puck to himself. Trying to make a move. It was a great defensive play by the King Philip defender, but battled down low. He was able to come away with it for a second until King Philip's layer defense was able to come away with the puck. Puck on the near side. Ends up back on the stick of Fengler. Fengler to Blomqvist. Blomqvist on the entry. Works it inside. Oh, made that first move, and it was a great defensive play by the second defender to jump in on that anticipation and knock that puck away.
KP tonight being really good with their sticks defensively.
Yep, big time. Westwood sends it in, and they're going to change out their guys. On comes Connor Blaney line. That puck sent down. That should be an icing. It is. So we're going to get a face-off in the offensive zone, and this is what we've been talking about is big opportunity here. Win the draw, get a good look, get a shot on net, get a goal. Looks like Rolf on the face-off. He gets the win. Blaney, shot, saved by Dolan. Westwood able to keep it in. Shot from the outside, just goes wide right. Sullivan able to pinch it down low. Puck in the far side corner. Oh, that's that spot we were talking about. That puck took a funky bounce down there. Rolf, the shot gets blocked. Puck stays in, and then chipped out by King Philip. We had some good looks there. There was about 3 good looks there by the Wolverines. All started from a face-off win. A great win by Seamus Rolf. All starts with one goal, and that feels like a complete momentum shifter. And you have all the pressure on King Philip if you can get that goal. Westwood looking to connect on a stretch pass. Well, that's going to go for an icing. And that's going to bring the face-off back in Westwood defensive zone to the right of John Quinn. Timmy Donovan on the draw. He's got Lewis to his left. He's got Dumais set up on the right. Lewis makes a smart play to tie up his guy to allow Timmy Donovan to walk out with the puck. Puck goes high off the glass into Westwood territory. Matt Donovan plays it. Goes around the net. Able to avoid contact there. Lewis and Dumais in the far side corner. Westwood was trying to go on a cross-ice pass there. Puck knocked away, but still able to advance the puck backwards. And King Philip's done a great job. You know, they haven't forced passes. They will move that puck back into their zone to create more options and to not, you know, have those risky passes where turnovers, you know, occur. Fengler will go back to play that. Sends it up to Matt Donovan. Goes off his stick. Puck shot into the Westwood zone. Shot goes off the glass and then ends up behind Quinn. Puck loose, still loose. Matt Donovan comes out with it. He's going to send it down. Does it go on net? And the goaltender's going to come out, so no ice. Tim Donovan going to race the puck. The puck took a King Philip bounce. King Philip going the other way in the entry. Shot on net. Turned away by Quinn. He's going to cover it for the faceoff. So 5 minutes, 43 seconds remaining. So you see a timeout to the last 5 minutes. The timeout does 2 things. It allows you to kind of strategize, but more importantly, it give your guys a breather. Give your top lines a breather to take on that last 5 minutes.
I think at some point here we're going to see a timeout from Coach Seabit.
Oh, for sure.
I think maybe a little closer. At some point you also have to start asking yourself, as we get closer to the end, are we going to pull the goalie and do 6-on-5?
Yeah.
Interesting to see how the strategy is here. You know, right now King Philip is playing a lot faster and they're playing a lot more physical.
Yeah.
And as you know, Coach Seabit, you got to figure out what can we do to maybe get back in this. There's still plenty of time. A goal here could, you know, help get you. Ooh.
That was a good shot on net. Tom, I don't know if you saw earlier, but Sullivan put a shot on net in the first or second off the post from the red line.
Yeah, that was about the same thing right there.
Yeah.
He was 2 feet inside the red line.
King Philip worked it into the Westwood zone. Sullivan able to keep it to the outside. McCabe comes out to play it. Pass it up to Malloy. Malloy gonna send it back to McCabe. McCabe trying to go off the glass. Didn't get all of that one. But able to come out and chip that forward. Puck gets by. Sean Blomquist chasing after it. He's got Malloy behind him. But a great angle by the King Philip player with some speed. Sony Dion-Cooley. The shot saved by Quinn. That was a rocket of a shot that went out of play. We have a face-off coming up. 4 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in the game.
So if you're behind the bench, what is your target time when you're down 2 goals to pull the goalie?
Yeah.
I've always been a 3-minute guy. If you're down 2 with 3 to go,
Yeah.
it's like, let's do something here.
The thing you got to think about, though, too, Tom, is in the rankings, goal differential is factored in.
Okay.
So sometimes we don't see it, but I know Coach Seabit, he's going to pull the goalie because he wants to win the game. And I love that. I love every bit of that, where it will hurt the rankings if you lose by 3 versus 2. But you're playing to win. You're setting a precedent for your team that we're trying to win every game we play.
If the Wolverines get a goal here before the 3-minute mark, do you see him pulling the goalie then?
No.
I wouldn't.
Inside
No.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Inside 2 minutes, because you still want to get a 5-on-5 goal, right? You got the momentum,
Right.
and you want to get that 5-on-5 goal if you can. There's just so much risk when you take that goalie off the ice. We've seen goals in the NHL where guys have scored on their own net. They're trying to pass it back, they miss, it goes off the boards. There's a lot that can go wrong quickly when you got the goalie off the ice. So 3 minutes, 56 seconds remaining. Face-off coming to the left of John Quinn. Puck won back by Blomqvist. McCabe rims it off the boards. Tim Malloy, he's battling it with a couple King Philip players. Puck ends up on the other side in the corner. Martin trying to come away with it, but King Philip, as they've done all night, just tenacious on those one-on-one puck battles. Sullivan to Martin. Martin chips it up, just misses Blomqvist on that connection. Chipped off the sideboards. That is not offside because the King Philip player brought it back, so Martin smart to continue to go into the zone there. Puck far side. King Philip gonna chip and chase. Sullivan able to advance that up to Martin. Martin gets the red. He's going to send that in deep. Westwood getting their forecheck going. Tim Donovan on the far side. He disrupts the pass by the King Philip player. Westwood able to come away with it. Dumais looking to shoot. Shot turned away by Dolan. And I think that hit netting.
That did. That hit the post. That was right off the post.
Off the post, okay.
It got just the top of it, but it sent it flying right after. But yeah, that was close.
That was a great look. He walked it in. He's got a heck of a shot. Seen a lot of scoring opportunities. That's why he's so effective on the power play. It's because you want to work that thing back, and he's so good at having that space, walking it in, and just rifling off shots. Timmy Donovan on the draw. One back by King Philip. We're inside 3 minutes now. 2 minutes, 35 seconds to be exact. King Philip still getting their forecheck going. It's difficult for Westwood to get it out of their defensive zone. And chipped up to Nolan Lewis. Lewis goes right around the defenseman, sends it in deep. He's battling two guys. Puck in the center of the ice. Shot by Matt Donovan. That goes wide. King Philip able to chip that out of the defensive zone. Brady Dumais looking for a forward misconnection there, and a big hit center ice. That was Matt Donovan and a King Philip player. The King Philip coach is not too happy about that. And we are inside 2 minutes remaining. Tim Donovan with some speed. Makes a move, but great stick there by the defender and King Philip. That was almost identical to the game-tying goal that he had versus Dover Sherborne, Weston, where he got a pass with his speed like that, went in on the net, put it in, and almost identical.
Charlie Pelkey from KP deserves some credit here for how he's played tonight. There's been a number of occasions where he's been able to get his stick there and disrupt a
terrific
player who's got a lot of momentum.
Yep. He's done a terrific job on the defensive end. And we're going to get timeout called. So this is where Wolverine's going to use their timeout, minute 43. I'd expect at the end of the timeout, we'll see the goalie on the bench, with where the face-off is. So they're going to talk through this, what they're looking to do. So a couple things they're going to go through here. Personnel, who are the guys? Also, important is where you set up on the face-off. What you're going to see is probably an overload. So if that face-off's right there on the right side, you're going to probably see 3-4 guys on the left. Probably no one on the right side of that face-off dot. You want to win that back. You already got guys that set off to the left, there for a screen, there for rebounds. But you want to, what he's going to say too is 2 guys on every puck. Every time there's a puck in a corner, we need 2 Westwood guys to their 1 guy. We need to win those battles in the corner, get those pucks to the net. It doesn't matter how ugly the goal is, just need to see it go in the net. So let's see what they do goaltender-wise. Quinn is going to stay in the net.
No, he's not.
Nope.
Well, he did the math ahead of him, saw
Yes.
6 guys.
1, 2, so, yeah. So we have empty net here. Wolverines playing to tie, playing to win. Minute 43 left. We got Dumais flanked out to the left. They do have a player off to the right, but that was to allow for that shot there to
Bad bounce.
block and tackle off the face-off. King Philip comes away with it. They're going to try and send it into the Westwood territory. The open net in the defensive zone. Shot and a score. That is 20. Matt Crotty with the empty net goal to put King Philip up 3-0. So a big goal to put the bow on the King Philip win. And a hard-fought win by King Philip. Got to give them credit.
Yeah, from the outset, you talked about the urgency that this King Philip team had to bring to tonight's matchup. 6-5 coming in. They brought the physicality early. They committed some penalties, killed them all off. I think we added it up. I think 9 minutes worth of penalties, if I'm not mistaken, that they killed off without a single goal being allowed. And then scoring a shorty typically is
Big
the
time.
cherry on top of the sundae.
I mean, that's good playoff hockey right there for King Philip. That's a great testament to what kind of team they are. When they're down and when they need to get the win, they came in here tonight and they did what they needed to do to get the job done. So credit to King Philip.
They played like their lives were on the line, you know, and that's where you bring out some of your best hockey. And we have a penalty called on Matt Donovan. And the Wolverines going to be down a man with the remaining minute 14 left here.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me
Yeah,
play
this
along
is
with
fun.
you here.
This is a lot of fun. 3-man team.
Feel like Michaels, Gifford, and Deerdorf.
Yes, feels like a Monday Night Football coverage. Shot off the Quinn's pad and then hit the crossbar. King Philip going to walk it in. Shot goes wide. Some battles going on in front of the net. Both players walking away. Hit there by Fengler. Puck played back by Dumais. Some hits over there in the far side corner. Both teams kind of getting a little chippy out there right now, which is you don't want to see. You don't want to see any bad penalties that will cost you.
We saw one in the last hockey game.
Yeah.
Last-minute penalty on a King Philip girl that ended up in a disqualification.
Match penalty. Yeah.
Which is...
And we get a penalty here. We have some words going on at the Westwood blue line. So, penalty on King Philip. We got a King Philip player in the box, got a Westwood player in the box with 27.7 seconds remaining here in the game. Both teams going to play 4-on-4 for the remaining 27 seconds. Blaney sends the puck off the face-off towards the net. That's covered. We get a whistle. Cross-checking penalty called on King Philip. That's Brady Biancoli.
Yeah, he got Brady Dumais from behind.
Yeah. The puck in the near side. Tied up. And King Philip able to come away with it, but continually battled for by Westwood. I'm going to send that on net. Sullivan's had a few of those looks. Two of them very close to going in. Blaney trying to get that puck towards the net. And that is the buzzer that's going to do it. So King Philip able to come away with a big 3-0 win here on Hockey Fights Cancer Night. Folks, appreciate you tuning in. Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Boys Hockey. We will be live next Wednesday for Westwood Boys versus Hopkinton, as well as Westwood Girls versus Medfield. So make sure to mark that on the calendar, tune in.
And Morgan, one thing worth mentioning is the stakes remain the same for Westwood in that Hopkinton game.
Yes.
Still now 9-5,
Yep.
1 win away from the playoffs.
Yes. So a lot will be on the line for that game, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe and looking forward to seeing you all in the next one.